So in today's class, we are going to continue our discussion on the MATLAB program, mobile application development program from Visual Studio Technological University. So I want to show you something here. Today's program will be looking into developing an Android application that will look like this, okay? So what are the things that we are supposed to do today? If you remember, this is program number 2, which says design an Android application using controls like what? Button, TextView, EditText for this, okay? And it should have basic functionalities like, what is it? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Fine. Now, this is how the interface is going to look like. Okay, so you have something of this nature, where you kind of have an input text, okay, where you will get some value displayed, and you can actually position this way: 7, 8, 9, then division, 4, 5, 6, multiplication, 1, 2, 3, that, and finally you put your clear button. All right. So I thought of doing something differently. If you open up this, you will see something here, right? So this is a simple calculator. Okay, so and the design is very simple, right? So you could literally see some stuff placed here. So let's see how far we'll be able to go. We might end up not adding all these functionalities. And if you are just watching, I actually did a video on same thing, but that was in Python. Okay, so if you see, that was during our 50 days of Python challenge, and this was the interface, okay, of the UI. I mean, the basic one. I think you're not able to see it. I'm going to zoom it out so you can literally see it now. So we had something like this. This was the basic one, and we had an option where you can actually toggle this. So you move from the basic calculator to the scientific calculator. So once you put that, once you click on scientific calculator, it's going to dock out this, right? So from here, you could literally see, an extension of this calculator app, okay? So here, this was kind of cool, and with some button effect also. If you are free, you can actually check it out, and I'm going to link it in the description also. All right. So this was streamed live on 15 December. That was last year. Okay, so let's get back to what we have. So if you get back here, you're going to see something here, okay, that instead of doing something like this, right, guys? So we will work on something like this, okay? So for that, I tried doing it in 2 phases. So the first phase was one which I called a simple calculator, and another one which I called a calculator, okay? So let me open both of them and show you. So let's look at the finished one first. So you see here, okay, it's called Lab 2. And keep them side by side. What I want to do is try to keep it simple, right? Just make it, keep it simple by using only one single color, okay? So try to give a a white background, and then on that you have a black text on it, all right? So this is it, and I'm going to run this first, okay? So for now, you see, I ran this, okay? And let's try to check. So I'm going to say 89, okay? Maybe divided by maybe 5. It's going to give me something, 17 point something. So if I press on clear, it's cleared, right? So I can maybe do something like 94, maybe plus 3, 2, whatever is going to give me 96. Okay. We are not able to remember the states, right? Like if you do it on a simple calculator here, say 81 divided by, say 3, okay, you see this state is not being remembered in our case. What is above, okay? So this is what we're going to modify, okay? That will be part of the scientific calculator app, right? So if you get back here on the previous one, we're able to do such a thing, all right? So let's continue. So this is it, and maybe this is little advanced than what was asked to do. So I will minimize this now. I've stopped this, and then I'll go and open the other app, okay? So file, open. And I think I call that calculate. Oh, no, I think it's called simple calculator. I will say open. So you can keep it on this window, but I prefer to keep them side by side. I will go on new window. And yeah. So let's compare these two, guys. So I hope you saw the previous one. So here, if you do say 89, maybe divided by 5, you get something, okay? And you can literally, it's very difficult for you to you know, for you to see what is happening. Agreed, guys? The functionalities are there. 23, maybe plus 5, you get something. Okay, the functionalities are there. But if you watch clearly, you see the buttons are scattered here and there. I mean, it doesn't look closely related to this one, right? So that's because in this calculator, this one I'm showing you now, called simple calculator, I use what we call, let me go back there and show you, and then we start. Okay, I use what we call relative layout. So if you see here relative layout, then the text view, let's analyze this. The text view with what simple calculator is what you are seeing here. Okay, now after that you have EditText, which I call display, which is going to show me whatever here. So I can actually double click it. So we are on that. So for me to do that, actually I need to stop this so that you will see what I'm actually talking about. So I'm going to go back to my split mode. So I will have this side by side, and I'm going to hide this. Now, both of them are there now, all right? But you see, this is little farther, right? So what I will do is I will come back here and try to resize this a little bit. Now let's get back here. So if you see, this is the edit text. You can see it's there, right? Sorry, the display. Now, if I move to this one, okay, so I'll go back here. I'll show it in, yeah, this is fine. And design view. And another thing, like, you know, in case if you're having something like this, that really happens. Actually, this is what we call the blueprint. As you can see it here, I took it out from here. So ensure you are not on the blueprints mode. At times, what people would, what students will see, they will see both blueprints and design mode. So this will show you how the app will look like after it's done. Okay, so forget about the color. And it's telling you, see, simple calculator is the name of the text. Can you see? And the pixel and or whatnot. So I believe by now, even without this also, you can actually make it out from here, right? When you hover over it. So if you have such a thing and it's taking up so much space, you just remove that blueprint and then get back to your design mode. Okay. So now on the design mode, let's say I want this number 7. Once I click on that, so you see I'm on button 7, right? So on that, I have something. Okay. Don't forget the essence of showing you this is I use a relative mode. There is no concept of table layout here because actually we have it. Okay, we have it. You can see it here, table layout, and then inside there I have my table rows. So let's get back, and then if you see, basically they are all the same thing. So let's look at some operators. If you come here, the division operator, you can see it there, right? So the division operator is that, and so I'll take this out a bit. So that is it. And then you see here, please pay attention, guys, because if you actually understand this, it becomes easy for you to code along. Now here you're going to see what we call an on-click event called operator event. You can call it anything. You can call it operator, no problem. It mustn't be operator event. And remember here we are using camel casing. Okay. Now you move down again. So you see, let's look at the clear button. So if I click on that, I'm here on the clear button. Okay, button clear. You can call it button AC, you can call it button clear. I mean, if you type clear in full, but if you type that, C-C-L-E-A-R, C is going to take up so much space. Can you see that, guys? So yeah, so this is something I want you to take note of. Okay, so in this case, it's kind of a little difficult, you know, to kind of modify the whole thing here. All right, now, and then that was it, and that's basically what happened. Now, after that now, so whatever we have in the XML code, we have to map it in the Java code. Okay, and if you look here, it's pretty simple. So remember, I told you in the previous class that this means that there are other import statements that are hidden. So I'm going to unwind them so you can see them there. And now I created some stuff, EditText, okay, which has what? EditText, and then the operator, okay, which is the plus operator, which is what I want to do by default, and 2 strings, okay, the old number and the new number. Why? I want something to happen. Say I have an old number, okay, maybe it contains 0 by default. So when I want to add it to, say 0 plus 2, it should add the old number plus the new number, right? And fine. So here you get into your onCreate method. Now all these things will be populated by default. You're going to see them, and you use what we call your view. So remember, everything you see in this design view is a view. Okay, so everything you see, call it, see here, TextView is a view. EditText is a view. Now button actually is a view, but you might be thinking, okay sir, but the name is not called a view. If you look at this carefully, it's actually what is projected on the screen. So we have to use find view by ID, and these are the IDs. So this is fine, and then you can literally see inside here now there'll be a switch case that will tell me I will get the button ID, and then do some operation on that, right? So if I click a 0 button, it should concatenate it to the previous value, right? So if I click 1, it should actually concatenate it to that, and finally set the text back on the screen. Fine. Followed by the operator event. So when I click on the plus sign, something should happen, right? So better use a switch case, and what happens here is I'm going to get the old number, obviously convert to string, and at the end of the day I want to reset this back to default, so I call this EditText.clear, so it goes back to 0. Finally, you go to assign event, which you can call equal event, you can call it equality event, you can call it anything. So that's the assignment operator. So what happens here is if I perform, say, addition operation, okay, so what I'm going to get is when I click equality sign, it's going to add. Subtraction is going to subtract. Multiplication is going to multiply. Division is going to divide. Okay, and finally reset it back to empty string. So that's basically what it's there. And there's something I want you to see. Okay, when I get back to projects, I'm going to drag this out a little bit. Okay, so open this up. Go to resources. Now go to values. There's something we call colors.xml. So let's say you want to work on the colors, right, guys? So you have to come here. Say I want to add some color. So basically most of the colors are added, right? But in case if I want to add a color, I don't know what is, maybe I can just call it a lavender. Okay, so I'll say color name. Now equal what? I don't know what lavender looks like, but say I want this lavender. Okay, so now I want this lavender color. So what I'm going to do, okay, I have to select a color. Okay, so select something. Maybe I wanted red to appear there, so I will say F00. So red is there. Now you have to click on this and then you choose the color. Okay, so I'm going to show you all these things. Maybe this is lavender, maybe this is lavender. Now I will use that. So what will happen is I can actually reference lavender in this place. Okay, say I want this button thing to have that color. Okay, so what I will do, I will come back here, I'll say color. Okay, so once I say color, which one is asking me? Is it text color? Yes, that's what I wanted. Now if I go there, now if I type lavender, you see lavender is there. So now you see, right, what happened on the background. So this is what I want you to take care of, and let's start from the beginning. Okay, all right, so I'm going to stop all this now. I'm going to close them and then we start afresh. Okay guys, all right, so we would first of all work on the design and then we come back to that. Okay, so excuse me, new project. It has to be empty activity. Okay, sorry, something is on the background. Next, now what we need is stuff. Okay, so I'll call it lab, because I have used lab 2 before. Maybe I'll call it lab 02 like this. Okay, now remember this. Okay, I don't want to have com.example.lab, or it's also by, you can actually leave it by default, so I will just say com.lab or call it example.lab. Now I want this and ensure it is on Java. In case if it's on Kotlin, please change it back to Java. And yes, we have discussed this in the previous class. Just leave that and just say finish. Okay, so this is created. Okay, and allow this Gradle script to build in case if you are running it for the first time. So it will be done in a while, and almost there. So this is done, and you can literally see it here. Fine. So first thing, let's inspect our resources.xml to see if there's anything we might need. Go to values. Now go to colors. I think everything I have, right? I have this white, I have purple, I have teal, I have teal 700. So I think I don't need to modify this. Okay, but I have shown you how to do it in case if you need to do. Okay, now this is done. Let's head over to the design view. So what we need is activity underscore main.xml. Now this is what we'll have, so I better keep it in split mode. Okay, so I'll drag this to the end so that I can actually focus on the screen. Okay, so this is fine. Now here we are, and what we need to do is just to design this entire thing out. Okay, so yes, this is what I wanted, but by default this is actually in horizontal mode. Agreed, guys? So what I need to do is I have the width. Okay, so I'll call it match parent. Okay, no problem, match parent. And then here I need to change the orientation. So you type orientation I want it vertical. Okay, so this is done, and I think I'm done with my linear layout. Next is I'm going to work on edit text, because if you remember, what I want to do is I want to have a kind of an input text box, yes or no? So I will go to common, is actually there, is called go to text, is called edit text. Okay, so the edit text is not there, it's called a plain text. Okay, so I'll drag it and drop there. Fine. Now once I drag and drop, I have name there. So what I need to do here is I need to change this name first thing to 0. So 0 is there. Fine. Now yes, now is there match parent and what wrap content by default, and then this point 10. I think you can actually increase it. Now input type, so I'm going to leave it like that only. And what I need to do now, maybe I need to increase the text size. I say text size. Okay, so what works best there was 50. And if you watch, okay, in other places you can actually use DP whatever, but at times you get that notification prompting you to use SP. So for that, I'm going to keep it as SP, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, now this is done. I need to do something here. I really need to work on the layout. So I'll say layout. So you just add that layout weight, okay, underscore weight. So it's saying this, oh sorry, layout underscore weight. So ensure, please, it starts with Android. Okay, please pay attention. Before I added this, did you see where it was before? So if I just say 1, I want it to be close to the center. Now it has covered the entire screen. Did you see that? Okay, let me redo this again. Can you see where it was? So once I say layout weight, if I add 2, it doesn't really matter. It takes a number. Okay, so even if you add 2, 3, it won't change much. So better keep it simple. Okay, 1. All right, now this is done. Do I need a background? Let's see. Okay, if we need a background, we come back and add them later. Okay, now the text size is there, and maybe I wanted it to I want to make it bold. So I go to text style, I want it bold. Okay, now it's become bold there. Next, I need to work on what again? I think literally everything is done. Okay, so I want to set that this I want to keep it at the main center. Okay, so it's called gravity. Okay, layout gravity. Now this I have to keep it at the center. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, now maybe I want it to be at the right center. Agreed? So maybe I will just say, okay, width right, RIGHT. Okay, that didn't work. So what I needed was only gravity and not layout gravity. So I'll get back here, and yes, can you see that it has moved? Please just watch. I'm going to undo this. So when I say layout gravity, it didn't work. So I needed this to start from there, not from left, right? So I moved it this way. Okay, so now that has worked. So I think we are almost done. But I need something else. Okay, so that is to work on the margin. So it's called margin bottom, like that. So I just add 1 point here. Okay, so just okay, this is fine. All right, so I think I'm done with this. Now over to what now? Let's go and add the tables. Remember, linear layout is done, edit text is done. Let's move to the tables now. Please ensure you are not outside this layout. So this is a common mistake which students make. So they say, sir, I tried adding this table thing and stuff like that. It's giving me some error. Please ensure you are inside here, and don't be inside the edit text again. Okay, so I'm done with the text view, right? So I mean the edit text, that is the input text. So I need to now move to what else? I need to add a table layout. So for me to add this table layout, what I have to do now is what? Go there and grab it. So under layout, I need a table layout. Okay, so the best option, just drag and drop. Fine. Now you see it has added this and it has pushed this guy back upward, right? Okay, don't worry. Now the reason why this is happening is because there are so many rows added: row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, with all the properties match parent. So it's better you focus on one row at a time. So you delete this, fine, and you have only one row. Fine, table row, and then undo that, because I also deleted. Okay, yeah, this is fine, till here is fine. Table layout is still there. Yes, so this is fine. Okay, Now this is done, table layout, and then you have one row in between. Now what I want to do is I need to maybe work on the margin. Now remember this margin top effect, so I'm going to add them here again. So I will say margin bottom. Okay, now I'm going to say 1 point so that all of them will become a uniform. Okay, so nothing really changed. Now orientation, now I don't want it horizontal, I want it vertical. So I'll look for orientation. Now this I want vertical. Okay, so what I need 4 buttons. Now maybe I'll start with this. So I intend doing something here. Okay, so I will add maybe clear button, square button, modulus button, and then maybe division button. So I need 4 buttons. I need ID. Okay, by default you're gonna get this ID, okay, when you drag and drop. So this ID is telling me at ID something, so I'm gonna call it btn clear. So this will perform the clear operation. So button clear is done, and some layout margin I need. So say I need my layout width. Okay, so the width I keep it maybe like maybe 32. Okay, and since I'm using SP before, maybe I might use points. Since I'm using points here, I'm going to keep it as PT. Okay, now I need my layout height. Okay, so layout height, I'm going to keep it at the same also. So I say 32 points. Okay, now you can literally see the effect there. So I need my layout margin. Okay, so where do I want this margin to be? Okay, so I want it at the right. I say, okay, layout underscore margin right. So you can see it there, right? So this margin right should obviously be 1 point as previously stated. Next, I need my layout weight. Okay, so for layout weight, I just called it 1. Just now you see it has covered the entire thing, the effect which we saw before. Now I think for now, after maybe if I need anything, I will just add the background data. Okay, so let's see how it's going to be. So the text, what I want to be on that is clear. Now what I can do is I will just copy paste this. Now come back there, paste. Okay, now I need to do something here. Now you can see the buttons, right? Those buttons. Ctrl V, next Ctrl V. Now this is a common mistake which many of you will make, okay, while following this tutorial. Okay, so don't worry, we're going to fix it. Now if you observe clearly, now see I have ended up adding buttons this way. So that's because I have not actually closed this row. Did you see there's table row open? So you need to close this table row. Okay, so this is closed. Fine. Yes. Okay, so now I push this one in there. Okay, now remove it from here, please. Don't close it there. Okay, so this is it. So if you observe, okay, at this point there is still some error here. Okay, so I don't want this actually to be here. That's because if you watch carefully, you're going to see the layout is actually same in both cases. So the first case says layout width is match parent. Again, layout height is match parent. So there's an overlap here. Okay, so because of that, I really wanted us to do something, that is to change this from match parent, the height, to wrap content. So say wrap content. Okay, so this is fixed. So this is what we wanted, right? So that we can kind of start populating it from ground up. Okay, so let's see. Once this is done, now all these errors will crop up, telling you that these actually duplicate numbers, and that's fine. So the first one is the clear button. Second one, I want maybe button square. Okay, so I want it squared. SQUARD. So what it will do is just take the number and multiply it by itself, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave everything here now, and what I want is I'm going to put x squared. So how do I write that? I just say x caret. I need to work on this one, so I want to call it a percent symbol. Okay, So what it will do, like maybe 3% should give me 0.03, 30% should give me 0.3. So I'll say call it percent. Now here I'm going to put this percentage operator. So please don't confuse it with modulus operator. So modulus will return the remainder after division, right? Okay. So the last one I need is maybe I want division. Button divide. Okay. Div. Okay. Let me call it button divide only. And then here I want this slash sign. Okay. So actually, if you look at this calculator, there is that division is like that. Let me know. You see this division, right? So maybe we have to insert them using special icons or something like that, because I cannot actually find it here. So this is done. So what we need to do now is we need to replicate this, right? So what you do, just start from here. Please ensure you are copying properly. Okay. Now copy from table row up to table row. Fine. So Control C. Now get back. Okay, you can actually tap this. Just press Ctrl V. Okay. Now you got this, right? So the second one. Always do one thing at a time. Okay. You can actually paste, and paste. But let's just work it up this way so that it will become easy for us to debug. So what I need now is 7, 8, 9, and that. So I call it button btn 7. Where is it now? Where is my 7? Because it is saying clear, I have to change it to 7. Okay. Fine. So 7, that is done. I will go to button 8. Now it is squared here. So button 8. Just change it. Go to button 9 and multiplication sign. btn 9. So I'm going to change it here to 9. Now get back here is called button what? Multiply. Okay. Button multiply. Okay. So here I change it back to multiplication sign or the star sign. Okay. So the second row is added. Now I move down. Please pay attention. I move down here. I'm going to paste something again. So in this case, what I want to do is 4, 5, 6 and subtraction. Agreed? Okay. So we get back here button minus or button sub. I'm going to call it that. Now I'm going, oh, sorry, 4, please. Button 4. Here I needed the number 4. Now this is button 5. btn 5. Okay, get back here and change it to 5. Oh, sorry, change it to 5. Okay, then btn 6. Okay. Get back here and you call it what? 6. Okay, that's added. Now what else do I need? I need what now? Subtraction, right? Okay, button sub. Okay, so now I change it to subtraction. Okay, so this is done. So I'm going to do the same thing. I paste. Now this time around I need 1, 2, 3 and addition. Okay, so maybe I can work it up from here now, bottom up. So this is addition. Now there I call it button 1. So you can say btn one. Okay, so fine, but I want to use the number itself. Oh, sorry. Now if you're coming from there now, it has to be, this is button plus, please. Okay, so now this one says it is 3, right? Yes, because it is 1, 2, 3. So here I'm doing 3, 2, 1, and get back to there and change it to button 3. Now I go up. So this is 2, button 2. Now go there and just change it to btn 2. Now let's go up. Now this is 1 now. Agreed? So there 1, and we call it btn 1. Fine. So 1, 2, 3 plus. So this is cool. Then lastly, I need one more row. Yes, guys. So that row is called. Okay, paste this. So what do I need now? I need plus or minus, right? Okay, so that is plus equal plus slash. equal. So what this will do, if you have a positive number, right, you change it, you negate it, that's it, okay? And then negative number, obviously you cannot negate a negative number, all right? Yes, you can practically, but it will be difficult to code it up for now unless we are working on a scientific calculator. Okay, so button plus minus using my camel case. So this is done. Okay, ouch. No, that's not where I wanted to keep that. I wanted equality sign. Please pay attention, guys. Button equal. So I wanted that equality sign there. So because plus or minus, we start from the other way. So I want button equal there. Fine. Now I want button dot. So dot or full stop. Fine, or period. Button dot. Okay. Now here I want button 0. Now go back there. So btn 0. Sorry. Now, yeah. Lastly is my plus equal, right? So this is where I want to keep it. I'll say plus slash. Oh, sorry, plus minus. Okay. So I'll go up there. I get button plus minus. All right. So yes, so far this is done. Ensure there's no error. Okay, so these are just warnings. Okay, so feel free to look at the warnings. So the warning says missing author hints attribute. So you can literally now look here. This is what I want you guys to take note of. So it says here, use layout height of 0 dp instead of wrap content for better performance. Can you see that? So and that is, you know, what you should actually pay attention while you are coding. So use end instead of write to ensure correct behavior in the right. You see, so use hard-coded SQL should be at string resources. Can you see? So XML tag has an empty body. So this we will later fix up before we deploy this to the Play Store. All right. So for now, let's just continue. And if you click here, please watch here, guys. So once I click on this, it's going to show me some stuff. Watch here. It's like it zooms into that, and now look here. It says hard-coded 7 should use at string. You got it now? So these are all the warnings which we are getting. Okay. So for now, let's ignore it, and let's now run this and see the behavior. Okay. So so the UI is looking cool, right? So you have this and stuff, but if you watch now, you click on that, nothing happens, right, guys? Nothing is happening. Yes or no? Fine. So that's because we have not added any action to this. They are just dummy for now. Okay. So what are we going to do? We have to add some actionable events here. Okay. So to do that, I will stop this and minimize this, and then they are called event listeners. Okay. So we'll start from the very beginning, right? Okay. Which one was that, guys? That was which one? The button clear, right? So I'll go back here, just click on this. That's the easiest way to get it. So this is the clear button. So what I need is, I need to add on-click event. Now what you should understand here is on-click event actually is deprecated. See here, that's why you see this strikeout sign on it. So it's been stricken out because it's deprecated. However, you have to do that now and implement it instead of you using event listener. Okay. So what I want to do is that what I want to do now is I want to have a clear event happen when I do this. Okay. So now it will tell you, obviously, you have actually created a method called clear event, but you have not implemented it. So you're going to get this shouting, this bob thing now is moved from yellow to now red. You can press Alt Enter to implement that, or better still, click here to understand what you can do. Don't suppress these, guys. Don't suppress it, because using onClick.xml attribute, don't suppress and don't collapse this tag. What you need to do is to create the clear event in main-activity.java. Okay. So now once we click on that, it will come here now, and you can actually see it. So here I need to create an event. Okay. So now I've come to my main-activity.java. Now there, what I want to do, it says the clear event, right? So I need to set the text back to 0, right? So for that, I will need some what? I need some variables. So those variables, I want to access it from this method only. So I'm going back. I'm going to my what? What is it now? I'm going to my main-activity.java. So come back here now. What I need, maybe I need a Boolean variable. Yes. So I'll check whether it's empty. Okay. So by default, I'll set it true. Yes, it's empty. Fine. Now, if it's empty, what I need to do, I set the string to null. Fine. Okay. So this is done. All right. Now, I will need a variable, right? So string, what is the name of that string actually? We don't know, right? So I want to call it number old. That is my old number. Okay. Now I need an EditText variable. So it's called EditText only. So maybe I call it EDT for short. Fine. So this variable is what I'm going to use to set this to empty. So for that, see, this is done inside my main method. Now come to this onCreate method. Now in this onCreate method, what I want to do, I need to find that ID, right? So I'll say EDT find equals what? Find what? What's it called? Find view by ID. Okay. So that is under resources folder resource dot what? ID dot, what is it called? Is empty. That's what we want to do, right? So just check this and then clear this. Okay. So what I want to do is I'll just set this. I'll say EDT dot set text. Now, so EDT dot set text back to what? A string 0. Okay. Now then I return this back to true. Okay. So is empty now becomes true. Okay. So this is fine. All right. So let me see why we have this still. Find view by ID. Oh, sorry, please. Yes, find view by ID button dot so. Sorry, please. It's not this button clear. Okay. It's the edit text button. So that was why that's what's happening. Now, if you watch here, this is lengthy. Okay. So let me first of all go and change it back here. So watch here, guys. Go back here. This is edit text, right? Where we want to see, when we click this button, I want to clear this text. Okay. Whatever is inside, I want to clear it and set it back to default. So this is too lengthy, edit text person or something like that. So I can call it edit text, okay, only, or edit text clear, something like that. Fine. Usually you don't need, you might not clear it all the time, so I'll leave it as edit text. So we get back here now. So I'll say find view by ID, but dot what? Ed, so edit text. Okay, so this is fine now. Okay, please ensure whenever you have an error, try to fix it before you proceed. Okay. Please just remember that if you keep everything towards the end, you might have problems, trying to figure out what happened, okay, and why things are not working. So this is done, and definitely is going to clear the test. So let's try this out and see what happens. Now, okay, nothing is working here, so I should actually map something before we clear it because it's actually working, but you can't see it. So I'll stop this and then go back here, and so this is done. So let's start with, okay, I want to clear 1. Okay, let me start from 9. So I click on 9 here. Okay, so this 9, I need to set this 9 property now, right? So that means I need to create another event, which you call onClick event. Okay, so onClick, I want to call it number event. Number event. Okay. So this number event is done, and obviously to tell you, you have to do what now? You have to map it in the Java code. Okay, agreed? Fine. So for that, we now need to check, okay, for now. So let me just check this, okay, on click, yes, number event. Yeah, that should actually come. Yes, it has come. Okay, so this has come now. Create this in main.activity.java. All right. So we get to number event, and what I want you to remember now is here, actually you will need to check all the numbers that are clicked, right? So all the possible numbers. Say you click 1, it should appear on the screen. So you click 2, it should appear on the screen. Okay. So for now, what we do is let's just check first whether the text is empty. So use an if condition first. And just check if it's empty. Okay, if it's empty, what am I supposed to do? Yes, I am supposed to concatenate it to some text, right? Okay, so now I say EDT dot what? Okay, set text. Now, whatever is in that, I need to set it, in the current window, I need to set it on the screen. Now, I will return this and now set it back to false. So here is empty becomes now what? False. Okay. Now, that's not what I needed, so I need to use a switch case to check all the conditions. Agreed? Okay. So I'll say switch. What I need is view, right? Okay. View dot what? Get ID. Get the independent ID of those stuff, right? But once you get it now, you now need to perform some operation. What is that I need to do? Now I need to check them individually, right? So let me say I was on case 9, right? Okay. So I'll say case now r.id dot what? btn 9. Yes. Okay. So yeah, dot btn 9. Now what do I need to do now when this happens? I need to set this number. Okay. So now that means I need to create a string variable. I don't want this one. Okay. I don't want number road and stuff like that. So I want to create a string variable called number, which I'm going to concatenate to 9. So I will just say plus now, that is number plus equal, okay, this 9 as a string. So that means whatever I'm going to get, I have to convert it to string. Then I'll break out of the loop. Fine. So for now, I need to get back here now and create a string variable, string number. Okay, so this will be EditText dot what? Get text, then to string. Okay, first thing we need to get text, then convert it to string. Agreed? Okay, so this is done. Fine. And now I get into here now. Okay, so no problem till here. So now start checking the ID. For 9, it should get that. So let's test this out and see what happens. So I'll get back here, and I know that now if I click on 9, oh, 1 minute, it has disappeared. Okay. Okay, so you see what was happening actually, because yes, I need to set the number back to the screen. So I say edt dot, yes, set text, fine, back to number. Okay, so that was why that actually didn't work. Okay, so let's test this out now. It should work. Okay, so I'll go and click 9. So 9 is there. Now if I click on this, it's working. 9 is there, click is working. So this is what we have done so far. Okay, now I click on 8, nothing works. Click on 7, nothing works. Click on 9, is done. So I now need to implement all these things, right, for all of them. So what I will do, I'll just copy paste, that's it. Okay, Control C. Now I need to start from where? Maybe I need to add it to all the numbers, right? So I start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's get back here. Case 0. Okay, so I need button here 0. Fine. Now I need button 1. So in the text, I concatenate with 1. Get back here 2, say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is already set, right? So I'll go change all the buttons. Button 2. Here I have button 3, 8. Fine. Okay. So far you can be rest assured it's working, because that one is also working. So maybe I want, yes, also this to happen, like, when I say 0.3, something like that, it should happen. So I should also concatenate it to that dot, and then plus or minus, to change the position also. To change the sign. So this is button dot, it should be there, yes. So I want this to be applicable to button dot also, so I will just put dot operator, that's it. And then button plus or minus, I need that as well. So I'll say plus minus. Okay, So here what I need to do, just so this is going to change a little bit. So here number should not be exactly the same way, because what you want to do is you want to check if this number is a positive number. If it's positive number, you change it to you negate the number, right? That's it, and then you add it up to the number variable. Okay, so this is why this will look like this. Okay, so number equal negation, then in front of that number, right? Fine. Okay, but we have not mapped them to the XML code. Agreed? So let's get back to the XML code now and add them to all of them. Fine, we get back here. I'm going to minimize this now. So I added it to where, yeah, 7, 8, 9. So I will start from 7. So on number 7, what I need to do is I'll just say on-click event. So I'm going to call number event. Fine. So 8, again, I'm going to do it on 8. So best way is, instead of you to type the whole thing, just copy Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. So come back here, add to 8. Then it's already on 9, right? So not on this, because this will create a different event called maybe operator event. So we get back here to 4. On 4, we add the number event. 5, number event added. 6, where is 6? Number event added. Then 1. Oh, so okay, that's 2. So 1 number event added, 2 number event. Then get to 3 number event, and you need it also at 0. So come to 0 number event. Go to dot number event. And go to plus minus, right? So plus minus is somewhere. Plus minus is somewhere here. Okay. Okay. So now let's test them now and see what happens. So I'll go back here, and yeah, maybe I will go leave only code mode so that there won't be any confusion. So 7 is working, 8 is working, 9 is working, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And 0. So this negation works fine. So clear, everything is set back. So far this works. You should do it in any order also, and that works, no problem. So do that, then do, and then clear. So you can say 0. Oh, sorry, equality sign is not implemented, don't worry guys. 0.5. Okay, clear. Okay, so this is fine. We're almost done, guys. So clear is working. Then what we have to do now, we have to create operator event for square, multiplication, subtraction, and addition. Okay, and equal also, we have to create a different one called equal event. Okay, so for now, maybe how I want to do this is go back and create operator event. Okay, so we get back here to the XML page, and then what we need is, I'll keep it in the split mode, remove this guy. Okay, it's actually, so here what I want to do now is let's go to division operation, which is the first one we are seeing there. So on this division operation, I want to perform on-click event, so which I call operator event. No more number event now, operator event. So yes, it's not there, just you press Alt Enter, or I prefer to use this to see whether I'm actually doing the right thing. So here, what I want to do is, for the operator event, first of all, check whether it's empty. Okay, yes, it's empty. Now, what I will do next is, now I will need to get the odd number, which I call num odd. Okay, so say edt dot get text. Okay, then to string. Okay. So this stores the odd variable. So okay, in that now you can start adding some comments. Stores the number in odd variable. You got my point? Odd variable, something like that. So what's the name of that odd variable? Num odd, something like that. Okay, so num odd. All right. So after this is done, now you now need to again check which operator is clicked. So the best way to do that is you can use if statement, but again, if statement will not be okay, so we better go back to our switch cases. So again, I'm going to say view dot what get ID. Fine. Now in this, I will need to implement some methods. Okay. Actually, sorry, I need to return which ID that is clicked. Okay. So let's start with this. So case what? Which case is that? r.id dot. So now I need some button thing, right? So btn divide, right? So I call it that, not button dot now. Okay. So what do I need to do now? I need to say operator. Okay. So this operator now, I have to create it. Okay. So I'll come there now. I'll say operator will be what? This operator, right? Okay. I need a division operator. And after that is done, I need to come out of the loop. I need to go back to my main activity.java and then use that operator. Okay. So I say string, okay, operator. Okay. So it has to be by default a plus operator. Okay. Now this is fine. I'll get back here. I'll call it operator. Fine. So division is done. So I'm going to do the same thing for all of them, right? So I will Control C here, get back there, Control V, Control V, Control V. So I have that. So in that order, I have multiplication, addition, and subtraction, right? So button multiply. Okay. So change this back to multiplication. Now button plus. Change this back to plus sign, and button minus. Yes, or not plus minus. Button sub was what I called it. Okay. Now change it back to subtraction. So that means let's see why this problem. Okay, expected semicolon at line 13. So let's go back there. Okay, yes. Okay, this is fine. Okay, that is done. So please ensure there is no error, okay, especially in your main activity.java file. If there's an error, please stop, fix it before you proceed, okay, to avoid, complicating things. So let's get back here now. I need to add it to what now? Add, subtract, multiplication, and division, right? So let's get back there. I have added it to divide. Okay, so I'm going to add it to multiply. So multiply, I'm going to say onClick. So what I'm going to call operator event. Fine. Now get back to subtraction, onClick, operator event. Now go to addition, onClick, operator event. Okay, this is fine. Now at the end of the day, right, we want to evaluate it. So we come here now, and then this we have to write a different event. So we say onClick. Now I want to call equal event. So I call it equal events. Okay. Obviously we have to implement the equal event. Back there, press Alt Enter if it's taking some time, but I prefer to use this. So now in equal event, I actually need the new variable, right? So string, I call it new num, okay, which will be equal to edt dot what? Get text, okay, dot to string as default. Okay. Now I need something to store the result. Okay. So result, I prefer to type it in full. Result will be equal to what? 0.0. Yes, this is not Python, so you have to tell us what type it is. Okay, what data type it is. So for now, it is double. Fine. So double result is that. And once this happens now, I now need to, get what exactly is happening. Say, if I perform addition, it should, if I select, click on plus button. You got it right, guys? So I need to perform that addition. And you remember we used a string called operator. So I'm going to switch this now and go to that operator. Okay, so switch the operator. Okay, which cases now we have to identify which one. So I need when somebody clicks on plus sign. So case plus, what happens? Okay, so case plus, What do I need to do in this event? So I need to add the old number to the new number, right? So what I need is num old plus what? Num new. Agreed? Now, but this obviously will not work because whatever you got is in form of a string. So you need to convert this, okay? Typecast it into a double data type, okay? And store those results back in results, okay? Variable which we have created. So I'm going to say result now will be equal to, so I'll say double dot pass double, fine. So now it's telling me, okay, what do you want to pass? Old num. So I'm going to delete this guy now. Okay, plus again, I'll say double, oh sorry, not that one. So typecasting has to start with capital letter there. Double dot pass double. Then I need new num, right? Okay. Now, so this is fine. Once this is done, you can actually come out of that. Know that this addition operation is done. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for subtraction, multiplication, and division. And don't forget, guys, so once this is done, you can, okay, let's trace this out and see if it is working. So you need to set this back. Remember, EditText dot set text. Set it back. What now? Result. Okay. Result will be equal to, link it up to whatever is in the string. Okay. Fine. So let's try addition operation now to see if it works. Okay, so we go back here and we say maybe 89 plus 4 equal 93.0. So this is working. So I clear it, that's fine. So even if I say 50 divided by 8 equal 0 dot what, okay? Because obviously there is no case that matches it. So what we might want to do is, like, you know, to try to handle this exception, okay? Now this is a logical error, because if you say here, please look here, 50 times 5 equal 0, because this is the default value which we are setting back to the string. Because you have not done it, only addition operator is working now. So I'll clear this and stop this back, and that's the reason why we have to copy all these things. Fine. So we go and implement all the cases. Okay, so this is done. So I'll paste. Let's see. So addition is done. Maybe we do subtraction. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I change this back to sub. Now I want to do division. It doesn't matter the order. Okay, so change this back to division. Okay, double dot pass double, fine. And then go back to multiplication, that is star, and just multiply both here and here. So on click. Now I need to call it %event. Okay, now Alt enter, or just go there and just click on this. Now the number, okay, I just divide it by 100. As you already know, it has to be of type something which we call num. Fine. So get back there, say double, obviously, dot pass double. Now in there I need edt dot get text, sorry, then to string, and yes, divided by 100. Okay, so this works fine. Set the text back. Oh sorry, I should add semicolon here, guys. Okay, so this is fine. So I'll get back there. I say edt dot set text, set the number back. Okay, then fine. So this is the number, and then now this time around is empty becomes what? True. Okay, So I think what is left is, in this case actually I should have implemented this square, right? So the square is x caret 2, and percent events here, this should have done by now, it should have been done by now. So get back here and then I say on click, oh my goodness, so on click, so I'm going to call operator event on that. Okay, so that was what I called on these guys. Fine, so this is fine. Let's just see. So I'm going to go back here, and this is what we'll have, and just leave this code there and maybe leave this here, and let's start with some 0.6 into 7, 4.2, clear that, maybe 80, okay, minus, okay, 80.8, say, now that is minus that, say maybe like plus 90, okay, so it's going to give me 9.2 something. So now if you watch, I need you to round this, okay? So in this next version of this calculator, we will continue working on it and then try to round this to some DP, okay? So clear this. So if I say 80 modulus, is going to give me 0.8, and that's it for now, okay? Okay guys, so thank you so much guys for making it to this end. So just let's summarize just to understand what we did in this tutorial. So if you remember, we started first by looking into the XML code. So I'm going to minimize this. So we changed the default Android layout to relative layout. We added the text EditText, that is something that will hold the value which we are going to show on the screen. And then we added a table layout, right? Inside that we added a table row, and the table row we had, like inside there we had 4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And we closed the table row. Then we added another one, so there are 4 table rows here, okay? So finally we are done, okay? Let's try to compare, and then after this was done, we added what? Event listeners to them, right guys? So after adding event listeners, we went to our main.java file and we mapped all of them. So in main activity, we kept most of the variables that we're going to use, and then in the onCreate method, we try to identify which variable is present in the EditText, and then we implemented all the methods here, right? So clear event, number event, operator event, equal event, percentage event, and that's it. So let's compare this side by side and see how far we went, okay? So if you bring them closer, you see, okay, we tried a little bit, okay? So we tried a little bit, it's almost looking same, okay? So we had all these guys there, and there, okay? So what we might need to do in the next one is try to, like, design a scientific calculator, and maybe try to add some hints here which says that, okay, this is standard calculator. When we move to scientific, it should tell us, and we try to remember the states. As you can see here, 83, 81 divided by 3, and try to use this symbol, division sign, instead of slash sign. You got the point? So let me show you what happened here. You see this, right? So here I use square root also. So I inserted this symbol, okay, square root was there, and then this was that, and see this plus equal was what I did here, right? Like this plus equal. So maybe I might want to do same thing here. Instead of using this plus equal, you got it guys? Instead of using this plus here slash equal, okay? So if you compare, so this looks like a little attractive, okay, as compared to this. So let's see how far we can go, and if please, in case you have not subscribed, is an humble request from my side. It's a humble request from my side to kindly smash that like button. Just encourage me, and feel free to share with your peers. Go back to the comment section and tell me how you found this. Do you think I should have done something differently? Do you think maybe I overshot the time? Okay, thank you so much guys, and I really appreciate your comments. Please head straight to that section and just do that. Okay, you can say anything. Comment about the flow, comment about the logic, literally say something. And please give, if you have done a better program, I would also love to hear from you. Just share that so that the whole community will benefit. Thank you guys. Till I come your way next time, happy viewing. Bye for now.